Democrats, Ukraine needed the aid. They needed offensive military aid. We need it for geopolitical reasons. Their witness today, Fiona Hill, she was just, I can't believe the president did this. Look what he's doing. He's empowering the Russians. And she wrote a few years earlier a long op-ed saying, don't give the Ukrainians the military aid they're asking for. As a matter of fact, the Democrats and their great leader, Barack Obama, he refused to give Ukraine the offensive military weapons they were looking for. So despite all these bureaucrats testifying they couldn't get the weapons that Ukraine wanted under Obama, there were no hearings, there were no headlines. It was Trump who got the Ukrainians the weapons that they needed. It was Trump who stopped the Russians. It was Trump who put the most severe sanctions in modern history on the Russians. It was Obama who appeased the Russians. It was Obama under whose presidency the Russians invaded Ukraine and annexed Crimea. If you want to impeach, then we need to retroactively impeach Obama. Now, this will move to the United States Senate. Let's hope the Republicans, for once in their life, grow a spine. I want to remind the Republicans, including the half dozen or so, who went out, we cannot reveal the whistleblower. Read your damn law. You wrote it. Read your law. The so-called whistleblower is not a whistleblower under your law. The so-called whistleblower's complaint right here is not covered by the statute that you wrote. The phone call between President Trump and President Zelensky is not covered by the statute you wrote. President Trump is not covered by the statute you wrote. And the so-called whistleblower is not anonymous under the statute, is he? So the president's lawyers will finally get a shot at the whistleblower who never wrote this complaint. And they will get to ask him. They will get to say, I know his name, I'm not allowed to say. I know all about him, I'm not allowed to say. But it's time that sham comes to an end. A president gets to confront the person who's challenging him. Now, here's some of the questions for Mr. Whistleblower. Who was involved in writing the complaint? Who advised him to use the whistleblower statute to create this false protection? Did he speak to Adam Schiff or Nancy Pelosi or any Democrat members of Congress directly or through surrogates? What did he discuss with Schiff's staffers who formerly were the NSC? Did he speak to, we want to know yes or no, Lieutenant Colonel, or Mr., may I say, Vindman, or not? We want to know all about this whistleblower because the whistleblower wants to bring down the President of the United States. Moreover, we want Hunter Biden. We want Hunter Biden not because of anything in our imagination or right-wing conspiracy theories, because you folks at Politico and the New York Times and other places, you've told us about Hunter Biden. You've told us about the Bidens. Don't we have a right as the American people to know if the individual who may be nominated as the Democrat nominee for President of the United States is a crook? Is that the only family in American history who's not to be investigated? I don't think so. And one other thing. This is the so-called whistleblower's complaint. This has been Adam Schiff's playbook from day one. Adam, did you write this? Adam, were you involved in writing this? Because Adam needs to be a witness too. We want to know all about Adam. We know he's a liar, but we need to put him under oath under penalty of perjury. When you go through this complaint, you can see this was Adam Schiff's playbook from day one, page after page after page. You know what this was? This was a shadowy exercise by Schiff, his staff, this whistleblower, the lawyers, and the Democrats to bring down the president.
The great one,
Done.
Mark Levin.